Here we are at part 5 of my bonus for Mega Man and Bass. We are CD finding in Pirateman stage, and there are 10 CDs in this level. Continuing on from my random bant from the last video, yeah, I've noticed like I'll go and watch people's stuff, like they'll have like a boss fight uploaded for some game. There's no audio. I mean, they're not even doing any particularly special strategies or anything. I'm just like, man, why does this have 150,000 views? I don't get it. But I've decided to give up worrying about it though. It don't matter. I do this stuff because I think it's cool. I mean, I personally enjoy watching my own videos. I don't know if that's like vain or whatever, but I make myself laugh. And, you know, this way, you know, when I get old and gray, I can go and watch all this stuff. When I'm too old to actually play any of these games anymore, or my video game collection's all like burnt or destroyed or just doesn't work anymore. I mean, CDs only have a 15-year lifespan, so I mean, eventually my PlayStation games are going to stop working. There's just not much I can do about it. And we got to push that thing out of the way in order to dig up this CD, but the wave burner kind of acts as a little, I don't know, it'll push stuff as it's underwater. Yeah, kind of saddens me. I paid $50 for this PlayStation game, and the CD's just going to stop working after a while. But I mean, I still own the rights to have the game, but I can't have it. I mean, I can't have a digital copy, or, well, I don't know. And that's why I need to start saving up my money and investing in a bunch of hard drives so I can have digital copies of all my disc-based games. But there's not much I can do about the hardware-based ones, such as my Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, but those should last forever. I mean, really. Unless they get physically damaged, it's a circuit board. It's not gonna, like, just disintegrate and stop working like a CD will. Yeah. Anyway, we got another CD over here. We'll search and find this one. Although, in the course of my years, I'm trying to keep all of my stuff working. I've gotten pretty good at, like, console repair, like, which reminds me of an interesting story. I think I got time to go through it. My Super Nintendo that I currently have, I rescued from the grave. I really did. I was during a period of my life, I was making really, really good money, but didn't have any bills, you know, so I had just like tons of extraneous money, which is when I went and bought like the entire video game collection I have right now. Sorry, I had to catch my breath there. But oh yeah, this part of the game's interesting. I'm trying to very carefully slide up between all these things in a bubble so that we can get up to the top. Oh yeah, but making much extra money, so I decided to, knowing me, I figured it wouldn't last forever. Oh, I managed to grab it. Oh, that was cool. Oh, but it went off the bottom of the screen. Anyway, I figured I wouldn't have, you know, this good paying job with no bills forever. I mean, I figured it was something special, so I decided to use all this extra money I had to buy the video games that I currently own. That way, whenever I go back to being poor, I would still have all my video games, you know, so I could do something with them. But oh man, I completely forgot what the original point of my story was. Oh yes, my Super Nintendo. I was trying to find one. I couldn't find one anywhere, and on eBay they were like $100 or something. I was like, good grief, I'm not gonna pay $100 for a Super Nintendo. That's ridiculous. Surely I can find a better price somewhere. So I ended up going to this flea market. There's kind of like a public flea market in the place where I lived, like once a week. I went there and there was like a video game stall up there. They had a bunch of horribly crappy games. I noticed they had a Super Nintendo off in the back there. So I asked him, I was like, hey man, how much for that Super Nintendo? And he like looked at it and there's like cobwebs on this thing. It's all yellow and nasty looking. He's like, man, that thing doesn't even really work. Like, we just use it to, like, see if the game works. It, like, won't even play very long. I'm like, well, that's alright. How much you want for it? He's like, it doesn't have any cords or nothing. It's like, that's cool. I'll buy all new ones. So, sold it to me for, like, $10 or something. I went to Nintendo.com and bought a new AC adapter. And, I got an S-Video cable for the N64. because I noticed that the connector adapter in the back of the Super Nintendo is the same as the connector adapter in the back of the N64. It's also the same as the one in the GameCube. So I have an S-video cable for my Super Nintendo, even though the Super Nintendo came out before S-video even existed. So how cool is that? But anyway, yeah, I bought a new S-video cable for it. I got a power adapter. I bought 2 brand new controllers. And I had a screwdriver that would actually open the screws. If you ever noticed Nintendo's and Super Nintendo games and consoles or whatnot, they have these funky looking screws. It's a Nintendo security screw. Nintendo's actually patented that screw. But you can get a screwdriver that will open it, and I happen to have one. So I opened it up my Super Nintendo there, and I dug all the cobwebs and like spider egg sacs out of the inside of it. Ugh. Got alcohol and cleaned the disc, the cartridge reader where you push the cartridge in. Cleaned all that out real good. Got some alcohol and scrubbed all of the yellow sticky nicotine off the outside of it. And it works like the day it was new. I haven't had a single problem with it. But if it would have stayed in the hands of those people at that flea market for a few more weeks, it probably would have never worked again. So my Super Nintendo should be thankful that I happened to rescue it, saved it from the grave. I think I've given it a good life. You know, I give it a workout, let it rest, and whatnot. And I try to treat my stuff good, just because I know I can't replace it. I've been poor most of my life, so yeah, it's not like I can go out and buy stuff again. That is a tricky CD get. That's kind of the way you gotta go through the level base anyway. Been poor most of my life, so I was always taught to respect my things. If I wanted to keep it, I needed to take care of it, because I did not have money to replace things. Which I don't know. I think all in all, that me doing Videofaqs is just part of the plan that God has laid out for me. Because it just seems like a lot of the pieces from years and years ago just now fitting together, just making all this stuff happen. Well, my video is over here, so I guess I'll have to stop rambling.